everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It has been a minute, hasn't it? Sorry about that. I guess mentally I haven't been in the best place right now, and a lot of that is due to prayer, I believe, and the fact that I haven't been praying. And that's why I wanted to make today's video all about prayer. So, in my opinion, there are two kinds of depression. There's a depression that is a chemical imbalance in your brain, and that I do have. And then there is what I call, and I think other people call as well, spiritual depression. And I think we can fall into spiritual depression when we start to lose our connection with Allah, when our iman goes low. And you see, the thing is your soul and your heart and your mind, really your whole being, needs prayer just like you need water or food or oxygen. You need this connection with Allah. And when you're not getting it, you're not giving yourself what you need, and you end up going into this cycle of spiritual depression. I've just been feeling so apathetic recently. Today when I prayed, I had this realization. I just finished praying, and sometimes when I'm praying, I like to stay on my rug for a little bit and just have a moment of calm with my mind empty and just breathing. And as I was doing that, a thought came into my mind of, your zest for life will come back the more you pray. And I really felt like that was Allah talking to me and saying, look girl, stop not praying. You need to get back on the prayer train and get your 5 daily prayers going. I mean, I just need to. So, without further ado, let's talk a little bit about prayer struggles, things that prevent you from praying, and then also the benefits of prayer as well. I'm just gonna have a quick drink of my hot chocolate coffee concoction with halal marshmallows. I promise you these are halal. That means beef gelatin, halal beef gelatin, not pork. Just real quick, marshmallows are not vegan, vegetarian, or halal. They have gelatin in them, and gelatin is made of animals, and usually it's made of pork unless otherwise specified. I have to say that I am the queen of making excuses for anything. If I don't want to do something, I will come up with an excuse not to do it. And this isn't just prayer, this is anything. This is the laundry. I'll be like, let me just watch 15 more minutes of this YouTube video and then I'll go do it. And then the 15 minutes happens and I'm like, well, I'm almost done with the video. And then the video ends and I'm like, well, one more won't hurt. But the thing is I don't just do that with laundry and cooking and stuff like that. I do that with prayer. And that's not a good thing. But I'm sure some of you can also relate, where you say, maybe you're working, maybe you're doing something else, and you're just like, man, I really need to finish this. And as soon as I'm done with it, I will pray. I will pray. And then you end up not doing it because your mind either goes to something else and you forget about prayer, or you just keep coming up with these excuses. And it's an easy trap to fall into. So my recommendation for how to get out of that is, as soon as you remember to pray. If you don't have an alarm set up on your phone, I use Muslim Pro, and Muslim Pro is a great app. It's got a lot of stuff on it, and one of the great things is that it has all the prayer times, and if you want, you can set it as an alarm and it will go off during prayer times. But if you do some other way, like maybe you check online or something, as soon as you remember to pray, or as soon as your alarm goes off, drop whatever you are doing and just go pray. Just do it. It's a struggle, and I definitely, I'm gonna admit to you, if I'm in public, that's not something I will do, because, for those of you who don't know, I am a revert, and I am not quite used to the idea of praying in public yet. I've been a revert for a little over a year now, and it's not necessarily that I don't feel safe praying in public, but it is also that I don't feel safe praying in public in the United States. It's just not something that I think I can do, which is why eventually I would like to move to a Muslim majority country. But anyway, that's again beside the point. But if I'm not in public, the goal is to just drop whatever I'm doing and go pray. Just do it. And sometimes I'll come up with the excuse of, oh, well, I haven't done wudu yet, and that's gonna take a while. Spoiler alert, it doesn't take a while to do wudu. It doesn't. But I convince myself that it does, and I make it seem like a chore. And when you make this seem like a chore, you're gonna make it seem like something you don't want to do. So don't make it seem like a chore. And I know that sounds ridiculous, because you're like, well, how do I just not make it seem like a chore? Think of it as something you're doing for yourself, because it should be something you're doing for yourself. It is your time to connect with Allah, to connect to your Creator. It's your time to commune with Him and talk with Him and worship Him. And this should not be a chore. Think of someone you enjoy talking to. That doesn't feel like a chore, does it? Whenever you get to talk to them, you're excited, you're ready to go, you're ready to talk to them, ready to have some fun. So think of prayer like that, because you're talking with Allah. You're hanging out with your Creator. I mean, I know hanging out is an odd term, but this is your time with Allah. Hey, Editing Emma here, just here to say that I just got done with Isha, and I tried to make an excuse for Maghrib, actually, because I waited. Let me tell you, when I say I waited till the last second, I waited till the last second, and not on purpose either. I just blanked it, and I tried to come up with an excuse. I tried to say, no, I don't think so. I think, it's too late. There's no point. And then I realized, what do you mean there's no point? Of course there's a point. You gotta pray. So I went ahead and did it. I just remembered what I said to you guys, and I went ahead and did it. Now, one of the things I do struggle with is my mind wandering during prayer. I might hear a noise, or a thought might come into my head, and I'll focus on that, and I'll be saying the words, but I won't be focusing on my words because I'm thinking about something else. And therefore, I'm not really in the moment, and I'm not really present for the prayer. I'm going through the motions, but I'm not intentionally doing it, So I find that for me, I have to actually tell myself to recenter. I have to say, stop, take a breath, continue, and then I can keep going. Now, I don't always just say those words. Sometimes I just recognize what's going on, take a deep breath, and continue. So I would say if that doesn't come easy to you, I want you to practice meditating. And I know some of you are going to be like, meditating, no, that is not something I want to do. Well, I don't necessarily mean turn on meditation music or do something like that, but what I mean by meditating is just close your eyes and empty your mind. And when a thought comes to you, just let it go. Or think about, there's a show I like. It's called Avatar: The Last Airbender. And there's a scene in it where there's this guru talking to the main character, Aang. And he's saying, okay, now take this thought and let it flow down the river that is your mind and let it go away. And that's what I want you to try doing. Just sit there. If a thought comes into your brain, let it go down the stream. You can even imagine it going down the stream and let it go. And once you get good at that, you can start doing that in your Salah as well. When a thought comes to you, a thought that's not prayer related, just let it go down that stream. Just let it go. Another struggle that I have is feeling pretty inadequate because I don't know Arabic. I'm still learning how letters sound when you put them together. I don't speak it at all. I can't read it. It's very difficult for me. I'm on and off learning it. I get into this kick where I'm like practicing every day, and then I'll go like a month without doing it, and then I'm like, oh man, I forgot everything. So I need to get better at doing that. It is something that I feel inadequate about. I know how to make the sounds of the words, but when I say them, I don't know what they mean. And yes, I have read what they mean, but I don't know what they mean when I'm saying them. It makes me feel like maybe my prayer doesn't count as much as somebody else's, or maybe I'm not as good. Maybe my prayer isn't as good as somebody else's. But I think as long as you do know what they mean, and maybe after your prayer, you can read through in the English or whatever your mother tongue is version of it and know what it means, I think it's okay. There's an app I use called Salah Guide. It's really helpful because there are still some things that I don't have memorized yet. That's another thing I feel inadequate for, because I'm like, oh gosh, it's been over a year and I don't have everything memorized yet. What is happening? But this is the truth. I have most of the prayer memorized. There are some bits and pieces that I do not have memorized. And so this app, Salah Guide, it shows you exactly what you're supposed to say, the movements you're supposed to do, and all of that. So I will pull that up and I will read from it when I'm praying. And I know that's a big no-no, or at least I feel like a lot of people would say it's a big no-no, but it really helps me. And I'm not distracting myself by going on Facebook before I go to the Salah app or something, or maybe it makes you feel like I'm removing myself. But honestly, I'm still in the zone when I open that app up to finish the last little bit. I need that extra help, and I think there's nothing wrong if you need that extra help and to use the resources provided to you. So let's talk about the benefits now. Now we've talked about struggles and stuff. Let's talk about benefits. Well, the first thing, let's just remember this and be real about it. Prayer is one of the 5 pillars of Islam. Okay, so in order to be a Muslim, you've got to pray. I'm not saying you're not a Muslim if you don't pray. I mean, that's your business. But I feel like if you're going to be in this faith, you need to follow the pillars of Islam. And one of them is prayer. I feel like that's a benefit in and of itself. You are deeply a part of your religion, and you are following what has been told to you by Allah. For me, and I feel like this is true for a lot of people, you just feel better after you pray. You get this sense of like calm and contentness, and it just feels great after you're done praying. At least for me it does. Sometimes when I'm done praying, I feel like, like I can conquer the world. I've got this. And finishing 5 prayers a day, when you're done, when you're at Isha, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, and you have done everything, oh my gosh, that feeling is like nothing else. You are just like, I did it. I have prayed all my prayers. I've been connected to Allah this whole day, and it feels amazing. So I really think that you will feel a lot better if you pray. Now, like I said before, the soul needs prayer just like your cells need water. You need prayer as much as you need to eat or breathe or drink. You just need this prayer. And I feel like one of the benefits is that you're just closer to Allah. You're having this time with Him. You're setting aside this portion of your day to be with Him and to talk to Him and to worship Him. And I feel like that is a benefit. Getting to talk with your Creator, getting to show Him how much you love Him. It's amazing. And I really think that your life you'll see changes in it. Not only in how you feel, but little things around you might change for the better because you've been praying. This is Allah rewarding you for doing as He tells you, for hearing and obeying. Prayer is just so important, and I am passionate about it. I need to get better at praying, but the thing is when I do it, it's just amazing for me. And I'm not just saying that. If you're an atheist watching this, you might be thinking, oh, this girl crazy. This girl is crazy. She does not feel better. She is just saying that. But it's actually, that's not true at all. I do feel better when I pray. And I really think you will too. Alright, so this is my first video in a while, so sorry if that was a little bit rough, but I hope you enjoyed it, and you can follow me and connect with me on Instagram. Whoop, there it is right there. And yeah, comment down below, like, subscribe, let me know what you think. Questions, comments, snide remarks, put them in the comments below. Alright, I'll see you later. Bye!